Alrighty, we're actually going to close out the show on this last one. We'll pick up on the last couple of games on tomorrow's show, talking about the Browns and Chiefs, the Packers and the Saints, the Broncos and the Giants, and the Dolphins and the Patriots. But I want to get to the Bears and the Rams because I have to chew out Matt Nagy quickly, folks. Matt Nagy, this is what you were expecting from Andy Dalton. This is why you went with Andy Dalton over Justin Fields for 14 points and 2 turnovers. That's why you went with Andy Dalton. That's why you are not playing Justin Fields, because you don't think Justin Fields can give you 14 points and 2 turnovers. Justin Fields can give you 14 points and 2 turnovers because the man actually scored 7 of these points. Andy Dalton didn't even put up 14 points himself. Justin Fields had a rushing touchdown. Justin Fields put up as many points as Andy Dalton did. What the hell? Andy Dalton went 27 of 38 for 206 yards. Dink and dunk. Let's get the completion percentage up. 71%, that's good completion percentage, but on 206 yards on 27 completions, dink and dunk, and he threw an interception, and he fumbled the ball. The interception came on the first drive of the game, and the Rams went down and scored 7 points because it's Matthew Stafford, and he absolutely obliterated this Bears defense, and this is how a true quarterback is supposed to play in this league, how Matthew Stafford did last night. So, Andy Dalton gets out to a hot start, throwing a pick, now they're down 7-0, and then they have a turnover on downs. Let's see what Andy Dalton could not pick up here. 4th and 4 at the 49ers, or at the Rams 41-yard line, pass incomplete, so he can't even get that. Let's see if we can bring up this play quickly here. Because I want to see, is this on Andy Dalton? Because if it's on Andy Dalton, we're already 100% selling Andy Dalton and this Bears team and Matt Nagy. I don't care when he finally puts in Justin Fields. It's already too late at that time. It's already too late. So let's get up 7:21 in the first quarter quickly. Let's see if we can watch Andy Dalton try to pick up a 4th and 4 and absolutely flounder at it. So let's quickly see if we can bring this play up. All right, 7:40. All right, here we go. Got to go back a couple seconds more. All right, here we go. All righty, here we go. 4th and 4 coming up. Andy Dalton over midfield. Let's see how he does it. Here we go, folks. 4th and 4. Andy Dalton over the middle of the field. That's got to be caught. That's not on Andy Dalton, but it's unfortunate that Andy Dalton was out there for that. But either way, they force a turnover on downs. Andy Dalton not being as good as he needs to be out here. And then they go down and score a field goal. Now it's 10-0, and then Andy Dalton fumbles the ball. Then Andy Dalton is sacked and fumbles the ball, and now they're down 13-0. And this is exactly what we saw from Andy Dalton in the preseason, where they got down 28-0, and then he has a great pass that goes all the way down the field, and now they're only down 28-7. And what do they do for the rest of the game? Nothing. And so Andy Dalton, he doesn't win you the game. He doesn't even put you in the position to win the game. He gets you down. He gets you down 13-0, and then you have to expect to climb out of the hole on the road against this Rams defense. The game is over at that point. So Matt Nagy, congratulations. You just coached yourself out of a job. You shouldn't be the coach next season. You took this decision. You floundered with it. You're trying to call the plays. You're floundering with it. You put up 14 points with Andy Dalton. Justin Fields was moving the ball. He got in for like 3 plays. Justin Fields did, and he went 2 of 2 passing for 10 yards, and then he also had a rush for 3 yards in the red zone, because that's what Justin Fields brings to this team, the dual threat ability that Andy Dalton does not. Andy Dalton rushed for 13 yards, 2 carries for 13 yards. Justin Fields can do that. He just didn't have the opportunity to do that because he was rushing in the red zone where it's all small. I mean, he's rushing from the 5-yard line. You can't get 13 yards on 5 yards. That's impossible. So, Andy Dalton's trash. We know that. He looked like trash. He looked like garbage. He looked like same old Andy Dalton with the Bengals, never winning the big game, never doing anything meaningful, never getting out to hot starts, just looking lackluster, mediocre out here. And that's not what this Bears team needs at the moment. That's not what Andy Dalton or Matt Nagy needs at the moment. You got Justin Fields, and you're still making the wrong decision. So, we expect Justin Fields to start by week 3 because, the Bears face the Bengals next week, but The Bears are trash, and they'll lose that game, and I can't wait for Andy Dalton to lose his revenge game. Won't get another start in this league ever again, and then that's how he has to go out, losing against a former team that you did absolutely nothing with in your tenure there. So I'm glad that Matt Nagy made that decision. All right, the run game was the only thing good for the Bears and kind of why they were only scoring touchdowns. Let's see this touchdown drive here. I want to see how many runs they had. So they had a 10-yard run, a 3-yard run, a 9-yard pass, a 3-yard run, an 8-yard pass, a run for no gain, a 9-yard run, and then David Montgomery up the middle for 3 yards. So the running game, the running attack was the only thing that was actually working for this Bears team. So I will give credit for the Bears line and the running backs. David Montgomery, 16 carries for 108 yards and a touchdown, averaging 6.8 yards a carry. Absolutely great. Let's look at their second touchdown drive and count kind of the rushing yards on this one. So we had a 6-yard pass, a 1-yard run, a 7-yard pass, a 6-yard run, a 10-yard pass, pass it complete, 8-yard pass, 3-yard pass, 4-yard run, 10-yard pass, 4-yard run, 6-yard run, 1-yard run, 1-yard run, 11-yard pass, and then it's Justin Fields rushing for the touchdown. So Andy Dalton had a little bit more of a handle on that last touchdown drive, but once again, the rushing game really helping open up the pass game, because if they had no rushing game, I mean, the pass game would have just been so much worse than what it was. So Andy Dalton should be thanking and kissing and giving money and monetary items to David Montgomery for helping him out a little bit. All right, Marquise Goodwin, 4 receptions for 45 yards. Cole Kmet, the tight end that we've been watching, great game by him. 5 receptions for 42 yards, second leading receiver here. And then it's Allen Robinson, 6 receptions for 35 yards, and he was targeted 11 times. What the hell is that? We're going to have to go deep on Andy Dalton, because is Andy Dalton a less accurate passer than Mitch Trubisky? Because Allen Robinson was making Mitch Trubisky look good with completion percentage and all of that and yards-wise, and Allen Robinson, third leading receiver here, Andy Dalton not giving him the ball, 6 receptions out of 11 targets. What the hell is going on with that? So Matt Nagy and the Bears are trash. We know that. But you know who's not trash? Matt Stafford and Sean McVay. They are genius. They get it done. Constant scoring throughout the game. 10 points in the first quarter, 3 points in the second quarter, 14 points in the third quarter, 7 points in the fourth quarter. Consistent scoring throughout. And that was because the big arm of Matthew Stafford, who went 20 of 26 for 321 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's how you play quarterback, my guy. Big believer in Matt Stafford this season. We got the Rams going to the Super Bowl and being absolutely great this season. Completion percentage was at 77%. Fantastic. All right, now let's talk about the running game for the Rams, because, you know, unfortunate, they lose some of their guys. They lose Cam Akers, so they have to go with Darrell Henderson. He had 16 rushes for 70 yards and a touchdown, so a real solid running game here. Darrell Henderson making it work. And then the wide receivers here for the Rams, we had Cooper Kupp, 7 receptions for 108 yards. Von Jefferson, 2 receptions for 80 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Higbee, the tight end, 5 receptions for 68 yards. Robert Woods, 3 receptions for 27 yards. Deshaun Jackson, only 2 catches for 21 yards. We were expecting a little bit bigger of a thing, of a game by Deshaun Jackson, but when you got Cooper Kupp and Von Jefferson and Tyler Higbee, I mean, this is a star-studded cast here, honestly. Now, especially with Matthew Stafford. So we'll see. Hopefully, Deshaun Jackson gets some good burn here and there. Some big highlight plays where he's just rushing down the middle of the field. But they've got a nice cast around Matthew Stafford to get it done. So well done by the Rams and Matthew Stafford, and absolutely blowing out the Bears 34-14.